So Steve, we're getting together after a defeat at the weekend, but I mean it's the first time that you've been saying like before that we've played a team from the top six, and it wasn't great, but it wasn't a disaster. Put it that way. What did you learn?
What did we learn? As you said, VCD top of the league on merit, undefeated, only conceded 1 goal prior to playing us. What did I learn? I learned that you have to take control of the game. You have to make sure that you can, what's the word I'm searching for? You have to make sure that you can impress your game plan on your opponent, which I felt we were able to do very well for the first 25 minutes. Obviously, learn you've got to take your chances when you're on top, and how vital the second goal is. But yeah, credit to VCD, they were able to work their way into the game, start to implement their game plan on us, and it became quite a tight game, I'd say. Like you said, I think the winning goal came in the 77th, 78th minute. Yeah, so fine margins really, fine margins.
Yeah, because the other interesting was, again, you can see how you're using the whole squad again, because you tweaked it again and had a different front pairing up front.
What we're trying to do a little bit more this season, and it won't always be successful, but we're trying to do our homework the best we can on the team we're playing, trying to understand what they're going to try and do. And we felt VCD were going to come and press us really high. We thought they were going to go man for man, try and lock onto us. So we felt that meant if we had 2 very mobile strikers, we might have the opportunity to run the channels if and when their fullbacks started following our wingbacks about, which actually did happen. So I think tactically it was a good strategy. Festos and Regan, I mean our goal come from Regan running the channel and putting the low one in. And I feel like we started really well and probably caught them a little bit off guard, but they've weathered it. They've got some good defenders, got a good goalkeeper, and we just weren't able to make our advantage count when we're on top.
Yeah, because I mean that's it. Because it's the second game on the trot where we've actually started well. We've got the lead. We could have had more and been out. You could argue that we could have been out of sight 2-3-0 up at half time, but we just haven't been able to, over the whole game, hold on to that lead in the end.
No, I mean that sort of consistency within a performance is something we've got to strive for. It does seem, particularly last couple of games, that we have come flying out the blocks and we have created a lot of chances first half. I'd say Rust Hall, once we kind of got ourselves back on some sort of composed terms after losing the men, we did actually finish strong and had some good chances. To be honest, we didn't really have many chances in the second half against VCD. I feel like it was a tight, cagey half. They probably had the better of the ball, if I'm honest. And yeah, I mean they probably had the one killer chance. I think George might have made one good save. It wasn't an outstanding save, but the second half was a game of few chances. They had more of the ball. They took the one that they did get. Fair play.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd look at the teams and you wouldn't say there was a big marked difference in terms of they're a team that are going to be pushing for top 6. We would hope to be, but we would hope to be. And, you know, there wasn't a massive difference. We did get things right, that first half especially.
Yeah, again, you kind of underline that. We want to be competitive in every single game we play. And I don't actually see any reason why we shouldn't be. There's being competitive and there's picking up points though. And obviously, yeah, no one wants to be that hard luck story. It's you know, a lot of work goes into the week leading up to a game, and then when you see how close you've gone but you've ended up with nothing, no one else really cares how much hard work's gone in at the end of the day. They just look at a result at 4:45 and from our perspective it was 0 points. So frustrating, but credit where it's due. VCD, good side, step 4 side that have come down. Looks like they've regrouped and looks like they've got aspirations to go back again. Nice pitch, nice changing rooms, nice clubhouse. You know, there's a lot there that we can sort of aspire to be. So we're probably a little bit behind them at the moment in terms of some of the stuff they're doing off the pitch. It's just for me to try and keep in touch with these sides on the pitch as much as I can.
Well, I think we were, and it worked in terms of when we got out the goal. That was from the 2 strikers, and I said Festus pushing and doing exactly what you said. I mean, was it a goal or was it an own goal? Because we couldn't tell.
Yeah, I mean, Festus probably won't want me saying it on camera, but I'm pretty confident it's an own goal, albeit it's a great ball from Reg. It's that sort of trademark low one across the 6-yard box, which is making the defender make a decision he doesn't really want to make. He's got Festos breathing down his neck. I think it's a formality. He puts it in if the guy doesn't. But yeah, it's an OG.
Yeah, no. So if we could just hold on, but pull back to 1-1 again, you just think, just once, hold on.
Well, in truth, I felt like after the goal, we had a couple of other half chances. We had I think Sigi from a corner. They've sort of scrambled it off the line. We had a free kick routine, which Wolves just craning his neck, just narrowly gone past the post. Roars has then tried to chip the goalie, which I can see why he's tried that. I mean, it's ambitious, but it's on. Then we lost a little bit of foothold, and like to be completely truthful, they've obviously missed the penalty, which we can't pretend that didn't happen. And we were a little bit under the cosh for the 5 minutes leading into that. So you possibly could sense they were going to have a spell. They're not a bad side, and once they could get the ball down and start to sort of execute the patterns, I guess, that they've been working on, you could hear from the sideline they're obviously quite well drilled. They all know what they're supposed to be doing. Once they had the opportunity to do that, yeah, we were weathering it a bit. But we're getting at half time all square, and I think that's probably a fair reflection, probably.
Yeah, if anything, I'll keep harping on about it, but it could have been us being 3-0 up on another day. But like I say, you can't argue with going in at 1-1 against a team like that, because it was only in the second half where they changed it, where there was parts where we did feel like we were a bit under the cosh. You know, it was just, the second half was the difference.
I feel maybe they had more of the ball. Yeah, in fact they did. They had more of the ball in the second half. We then started to, whether that was a consequence or whether it was the reason, we started to drop a little bit too deep, I felt. Spaces then are too big for the midfield to close up. The press then goes to pieces a little bit because there's too much distance between the lines. And yeah, they had probably slightly better in the second half. That said, there was a few chances actually created. A couple of their coaching staff said to me at the end, the draw would have been a fair result. It's easy to say that when you've won, and I appreciate it, but it doesn't really make me feel any better. We want points on the board, not pats on the back.
Yeah, but it's like you say, we held out to the 77th minute, so we can't have been that far behind them.
Yeah, but do you know what? If you looked at all of the results from Saturday at 77 minutes, they probably were a completely different picture. Look at us against Glee. That's a stoppage time winner, equaliser. Look at Punjab, probably would have been 1-0 up if we'd stopped the game at 77 minutes. So we've got to learn. A lot of these games now, they go for 100 minutes. There's 10 minutes stoppage time on Saturday, so there's no good being 75% on it, is there?
Yeah, but at least you've got the squad where you can change it, because, you know, when he made the changes, we went 2 up front with 2 strikers on. And that was, you know, that's not you just saying, oh, we've got a squad, we can't do anything. At least you were trying different things, and that's it, have a bit of an effect, if anything.
I don't want to settle for just sitting in, absorbing pressure. I mean, as it happens, we were losing by this point. We're 2-1 down, so there's nothing to lose then. You've got to go for it. And we've got the sort of versatility in the squad that I've got options. You know, if we started with Reg and Fez up there, and we were looking to run the channels, we've then got Jack Gallagher, who's a little bit more of a sort of out-and-out player in the pocket. And then we bring Feezy on, who's more of a sort of traditional 9. So we've actually got quite a good balance to the squad. We've obviously got Reese and Rush, who actually went and played for Crowborough on Saturday. So we're trying to get him fit, we're trying to get Reese fit. And we have got real good balance. In fact, the only headache I'm going to have is keeping them all happy. But we've actually got some real good options. So hopefully, if we're saying we're not taking our chances at the minute, then, well, people are going to need to, because the competition's pretty fierce there.
Well, it is, because like you say, you got one of the best players so far this season has been Chelsea. Yeah, he's on the bench now.
Well,
you know, that shows the competition you got.
Yeah, it does. I mean, Chelsea went on holiday, which is always, mind you, I can't talk, so did I. But luckily, there's no one to replace me in that respect. So yeah, he's just had to be a little bit patient. Jack Walder's obviously got a suspension tomorrow, so Chelsea's in the running to sort of get back in the team there. And I want competition, but what I need is people that have got it's hard because it feels like I've got a squad of about 22 players, and there aren't that many who you say you're playing so well I can't drop you. It's like we've got a lot of players that are all around the same sort of level, and the good thing with that is we can change it around and it doesn't make us weaker. But what I really need is I need 8 or 9 of them to just play so well that they demand to keep their shirt. That's what we need, and that will probably come with results as well.
Yeah, I think the proof of that is when I'm getting the graphic ready to show the team sheet, I'm having to put 15, 16 players, pictures on that graphic and then take them out rather than put them in, because you're changing them around.
Some of that's enforced. I mean, Mo Alaka was away, Harry Hudson's injured. Obviously, Wolves will be suspended on Tuesday, so there's a few things that are outside of my control. But also, you know, dress it up however you want. You could say we've been playing well, but we're now 3 games without a win. And when you're not winning, the boys on the bench expect an opportunity, and quite rightly so. So there has to be that little bit of rotation until the players that have got the shirts play that well. They can't be dropped.
Well, you say that then. So luckily for us, Tuesday we've got another game against Stansfeld. So that gives us a chance to go again straight away. How do you get ready for that game? How do you see that one going?
I think with a squad of our size, particularly when you back it up with the 23s and the reserve side, it suits us to have 2 games a week. It's probably the only way I'm going to keep all of the boys happy, because people want to be playing. So I'm glad, and I'm glad we've actually got Tuesday this week, Saturday, Tuesday next week as well. So hopefully that'll allow us to get a bit of rhythm going. It's going to be tough. I've spoken to 3 or 4 people about Stansfeld, and it sounds like they're very competitive. Young side, going to work hard. Got a lot of team spirit, a lot of aggression. So we're going to have to be ready to sort of fight fire with fire in that respect. But yeah, you know, we go into every game expecting to win. Otherwise, what's the point? It doesn't mean we've got any God-given right, and it doesn't mean it's going to come easy. But you know, I feel like if we can implement our game plan, and if we can just put a couple of these chances away, why not? You know, why not?
Yeah, no disrespect to Stansfeld, but I'd rather be playing them than VCD again. You know, because this is a game where we can go and think, and we've got chances here, because these are the teams that we should be competing against.
I think I understand that, but I think it's a dangerous mindset. I actually think, particularly last season, I found we got our pants pulled down with that mindset, more than actually probably going, you know, taking on deal, thinking, cool, we're going to have to be on it today. Well, we were on it and we won, you know, but then you back that up and you go and draw, or you lose to a side who you should be. You got no divine right to beat anyone. Turn up thinking that, and you're flipping, you're down before you start. It's always a bit difficult midweek, because you don't know what sort of mindset people are turning up in. They've had a hard day at work, they've had a tough journey there. It can be a little bit of a, you know, bit of an unknown quantity, but just got to work as hard as we can on getting our boys to perform to sort of 8s or 9s out of 10, and hopefully that'll be enough.
Well, and hopefully it's a case of start like we have the last 2 games, and the first half an hour or so we'll rip them apart, but this time carry on playing like that, not ease off a bit.
It'd be fantastic. Nothing would please me more than just to be able to relax a little bit on the sideline and see us 3 or 4-0 up against anyone. But the reality of life is, what we've probably got to do is, if it doesn't come, which we've got no God-given right, the goal kick, you know, who are we to say we should be 3-0 up? If it doesn't come, we've just got to be more persistent, and we've just got to keep the door shut at the other end, because that's what's equally as frustrating. We talk about missing opportunities, but you can't let in soft ones. You become a side that lets in soft goals. Every team you play feels like they've got a chance against you, and I can't have that happening.
Well, fingers crossed then, we're not soft at the back and we're hard at the front.
Well, no fingers crossed, just time for people to step up and get us back to getting some points on the board, because I feel like we deserve it for some of the performances.
Yeah, brilliant. Cheers.
Cheers.